Y'all living, how y'all feeling? Tasha checking in with another video, and we are about to do a recap of the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight that came on Netflix last night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, if it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video up, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. We have a good, great time over here. All right, y'all, let's get into this recap of this foolery that happened on Netflix. And yes, I said foolery. If I had to rate this fight on a scale of 1 to 10, what's up, Janae? If I had to rate this fight on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give the Jake Paul and what is his name? Anthony Joshua fight a smooth 5. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 6, and I only give it a 6 because Anthony Joshua is fine. Okay, that man was good to watch and look at. I mean, he's just big and buff and fine. I was just like, boy, and look, I'm watching it with my husband, and I was like, I'm not saying nothing. But everything I was thinking, because I said he cute. While my husband was sitting there, and I was just like, let me just leave my thoughts up in there, because boy, the man is fine. Okay, Anthony Joshua was something good to look at, child. Okay, let me just say that. All right, let's move past that. Let's woosah past that. Okay, let's get into the night. All right, so first of all, it was on Netflix. Netflix knows how to get a bag, y'all. Netflix is going to get a bag. It came on the 19th, which was yesterday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we had a total of hold on, y'all, 2, 3. Okay, we had 3 fights before we got to the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. Okay, he's so fine, Janae. So and that's most of the black men from Britain. Shout out to Britain, okay? Because I looked at my demographics, and I be having the UK be watching my channel. Shout out to the UK, because y'all black men over there is fine. I'm so glad that I was not that I'm not from Britain, because baby, it would have been some serious entanglements going on back in the day before I gave my life to Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, all of the men over there freaking fine. Okay, anyway, so let's get into it. So let's talk about the amateur fights, okay? Because before we get to the Jake Paul and the Anthony Joshua fight, okay? So they had 3 amateur fights that came before them. The first one was very entertaining. Now, I'm going to say this. All 3 of the fights before their fight was very good. Like, very, very good. What's up, Rocket? Where'd all the time go? It's starting to see all the hands. Okay. Oh, that's a song? Oh, okay. It's my birthday. My name is... What's up, Lewis? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope your birthday is awesome, wonderful, and great. And so we had 3 fights before we got to the main event, okay? The first fight was between Kevin Cervantes, I think that's how you say his name, and Jamal Harvey, okay? Let me just tell y'all this. I was excited about this fight because Jamal Harvey is from Maryland. I did not know that, and I got super excited when he walked out to Go-Go Music. Now, if y'all don't know, Go-Go Music is that music for the DMV, okay? It involves a lot of instruments. It involves a lot of remixing of current songs. Really, really dope. Before we go on, make sure y'all smash that like button, and make sure y'all smash that subscribe button to the Redefine Me channel, okay? Thank you so much. So the first fight, these 2 were very amateur, because Jamal Harvey, this was his actually second fight. Kevin Cervantes, this was his 5th fight, okay? And so Kevin, I'm just gonna call him their first name. Kevin is 25 years old. He's 5'5", 130 pounds. He is from Colombia. And this was his first American debut, okay? Jamal Harvey is 130 pounds. He is about 5'5" as well. He's 23 years old, and he is from Oxon Hill, Maryland, all right? And so, listen, Jamal Harvey was exciting to watch, not just because he's from the DMV where I'm from. He was landing all of his punches. The way that he stood, his stance, his confidence was all of that of a boxer that has a very long life in this profession, okay? He took it very seriously. You could not tell that this was his second fight. And the way he squared up, I've seen that square before in DC between a fight between some people. So I knew he was very much DMV, okay? What else? The announcer was saying that Chavez looked a little worried, and the announcer said, well, he looked worried because he is fighting Harvey, okay? Because Harvey, every time Chavez was trying to get a hit in and everything like that, he couldn't land it. He couldn't land it. Jamal was definitely taking him out, okay? What's up, Bentley? What's going on? Jamal was taking him out, okay? And so he just could not land these punches and everything like that, and it was crazy. So at the end of it, Jamal Harvey from Oxon Hill, Maryland, he ended up winning the fight. He landed 185 punches, and he threw 430 punches, while the other dude didn't throw as many, and that was the end of their fight. Now, in round 3, Kevin, the guy from Colombia, he almost went down. He almost got a knockout on him, okay? However, he went the long distance with him. They only fought 6 rounds. And Harvey ended up winning, okay? The announcer said that at a certain point, Harvey dropped his arms and he did a move that Roy Jones did back in the day. And he was faking him out, allowing him trying to hit his face, but it didn't work, okay? We are talking about, what's up, Bentley? We talking about the Jake Paul and the Anthony Joshua fight that came on last night on Netflix. If y'all don't have Netflix, I'm doing a recap for the people, okay? And we are talking about the first amateur fight that happened, all right? Harvey's corner was cute. All the men in the DMV was attractive over in Harvey's corner, okay? And so, but when it all was said and done, Harvey ended up winning. Chavez from Colombia, he lost, okay? On to the next fight, which was very interesting. This fight was between 2 former MMA fighters, okay? And they were both older gentlemen. Okay, so the first guy was Anderson Silva. He is 50 years old. He was 50 years old getting in the ring, right? I was like, sir, did you lose a bet? Why are you doing this? But anyway, he was getting the fight at 50 years old. He is from Brazil, currently lives in LA, okay? He is a former UFC middleweight, and he is way bigger than the dude that he was fighting, okay? Anderson knocked out, hold on. The next guy, his name was Tyron Woodley. He was 43 years old, 5'9", 194. He from St. Louis, Missouri. He was a former UFC fighter. Both of these dudes actually had got in the ring with Jake Paul at some point, okay? And so the fight started, and I'm just looking like, okay, shout out to the geriatric men fight, okay? Because both of them were a little older, right? This was very interesting because in round 2, Silva knocked out Woodley. Silva, the 50-year-old man, knocked out the 43-year-old man in the second round. Now, I watched the fight and I felt like it was biased because the referee seemed like he was of Hispanic or Mexican descent. And because Silva is from Brazil, I feel like he called it really prematurely. Bye, have a good night. I feel like he called it prematurely. I really, really do. I felt like that Woodley could have continued on in the fight and continued to press forward and do what he needed to do. But I felt like it was kind of biased in my opinion, okay? What else happened? That was it with them because that fight was over so quick. I was like, dang. Next up, another exciting fight. Now, this was the co-main event. This was a women's fight, okay? A women's fight. Now, this women's fight ended up having the same rules and going the same distance as a men's professional boxing fight. Alicia Baumgartner was the American in the fight. Now, each one of these fights had an American and they had somebody from another country. Alicia was the American in the fight. Now, she was the one that sacrificed one of her belts so that they could get the rules passed to have all of the things that men have in their boxing matches, like 12 round, 3 minute 12 rounds, and different other rules, right? And so they actually went 12 round, 3 minute 12 rounds. These women. So the contender for the U.S. was Alicia Baumgartner. She's from Dallas, Texas. She's 5'6", 121 pounds. She has 7 knockouts. She gave up one of her belts to, of course, end up doing the same thing that the men do. Alicia came out blinged out. She had on chains, silver chains. Her robe was blinged out. It was like in a rose gold. If y'all don't know what rose gold is, my wedding ring is rose gold. Kind of the color on my nails is rose gold. Like, I love rose gold. And so she came out in this rose gold blingy jacket. I mean, she looked really cute. I said, okay, Alicia, you better come out there and show off with the cuteness, okay? Really, really cute. She came out. Her contender, her name was Layla, what was her name? Bandon or Bongdon? I don't know. I probably said her name wrong, okay? She's from Canada. This was her first fight in the U.S. She's 29 years old. I don't remember how old Alicia was. Drop in the comments if y'all know. She's from Canada. When she came out from the back to the ring, she was real stiff. And let me just say this, when Alicia came out, she had a violinist playing while she came out. She was dapping up the crowd. She was hyped. She was ready, right? Because she just knew she was going to win. So the other girl came out. She was all stiff, and she came out to some song that nobody knows what the heck. I thought I heard something. Nobody knows what the heck the song was or nothing. But she came out. She made her little entrance, okay? So when they got out there, they decided to have two people sing the national anthem and everything. Hold on, y'all. Alicia, you say you think Alicia is 31. Okay, she's 31. Wow, the older people was knocking out the little younger people this fight. And so Alicia, they got in the ring. They had somebody sing the Canadian national anthem. Whoever this person was that sung the Canadian national anthem, because I didn't get her name, was trash. She sounded horrible. I said, if I was from Canada, I would be pissed off that you came out there and sung our song in such a reckless way. What, Drake wasn't available? Like, what the heck? I'm just like, why couldn't he sing? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he probably wasn't available. So then we get Alicia. Alicia is out there in the ring. They have someone sing the United States national anthem. Say, can we see all that stuff? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So they had the girl from Fifth Harmony come out. Now, I don't even think she was the lead singer. She was slightly better than a Canadian person, but I'm just like, yo, why didn't y'all get a black singer? I'm telling you, because a black woman that could really, really sing would have did the runs and everything. It would have had you crying a little bit. But they had to go grab the chick from Fifth Harmony, she's just alright. You know what I'm saying? She ain't nothing to, she was better than the Canadian, but she was just alright, okay? Alicia fell in round 7. We just want to skip around. In round 7, let me tell y'all something. I'm not Alicia, Layla. Layla fell in round 7, and we almost thought it was over, which, in my opinion, it really should have been over. Alicia beat Layla blue and black. You said she was, yeah, out of the Fifth Harmony girl. I was like, come on now. Somebody else could have represented the U.S. And my husband was like, she really thought she was doing something because she was doing all of this and all. But she sounded a mess. So Alicia beat Layla till she was red in the face. Her eyes was puffed up, swollen. I was thinking to myself, somebody cut her, because it looked like blood was forming up. Like, it looked like it was getting dark. They was pressing down her eyes with everything they had in their corner, right? Because Alicia was beating this chick black and blue and red and all the other colors in the crown box, okay? So round 7, she should have been out of there because the girl was exhausted. She was leaning on Alicia, Layla was. It was just a whole hot mess. I was looking at the ref like, dude, call this, because this girl is exhausted, right? Because she probably is not used to going 3 minutes, 12 rounds. That's what the men do. Now, I will say this. Women, We got to learn how to stay in our lane. I know we want to be equal. I know what's good for the men should be good for us, but it ain't always that way, right? Men and women are not equal, okay? If it was me, I would not have agreed to those terms. I would have straight up said, we're going to do the women's rounds. And I think women's rounds are like 6, I think it's 6 rounds, I think. But Alicia wanted to test the limits and go the long game with her, probably because she knew Layla couldn't hold up and she would win against her. So if it worked, I guess it worked, okay? Alicia landed 158 punches, and she threw 570 of them things, okay? I don't know what Layla did because I didn't write it down, but Alicia won that fight, and I'm just going to say this. I would love to see Alicia fight Clarissa Shields. That would be a good fight that I would be waiting to see on Netflix. However, they have to meet the same requirements in the weight class. But do what you got to do and make it happen, Alicia, okay? Because that's a fight that I would like to see. All right, y'all. So we get to the main event. Those were all of the amateur fighters. We get to Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, okay? Now, the announcer was amazing. I love the way that he announced the people. Janae, you say I want to see that fight too. Yes, that would be a good one, right? Clarissa Shields, Alicia. Now, if they come out with that fight, y'all remember, y'all heard it here first. And I want my royalties, Netflix. So the announcer's name was Big Mo. Big Mo did his big one. I need him to announce me. When I start to blow up and blow up and blow up in life and come into all these different streams of income, I'm going to hire him to call me out. I don't know why I keep feel like I'm hearing something. I'm gonna hire him to call me out when I need him, because he was like the dude back in the day that would say, let's get ready to rumble. Y'all remember that dude? That's how he was, okay? I loved it. Now, Jake Paul and I'm just gonna say Jake and Anthony, okay? Jake and Anthony, they only went 8 rounds. Tell me how it is that the women went longer than y'all. I don't understand that. But Jake always has to have these really kind of fake terms in any fight that he does. Because Jake Paul brought this fight to Netflix, of course Netflix was going to do whatever the heck he asked, okay, whatever his terms was. Now, he was supposed to be fighting a different guy, but that fell through. And I think it fell through because the other guy, and I do not remember his name, was not going to agree to his terms. Because if you really are a boxer and you do boxing for real, you want to get out there and show your stuff. You don't want to sit up here and put on some fake wrestling match for people where people get bored and it looks stupid and it looks fake, okay? All right, so Sky Bishop came out and hold on, y'all. Oh, no. The women did not get the national anthem, my bad, but I did write down the people that sung for their fight. So Sky Bishop was the one that was singing God Save the King. That's the Britain national anthem, okay? God Save the King. Her name is Sky Bishop. It was horrible. Ali Brooke was the one from Fifth Harmony that actually sung the U.S. national anthem. That kind of sucked a little bit. It was a little better than Sky's, but it still sucked. Okay. Jake Paul had me messed up. Jake Paul came out and entered the ring wearing a Hulk Hogan attire. It was yellow and it was red and he had the glasses on, and I was waiting for him to just rip the shirt off. It looked real fake and real WrestleMania WWE, okay? Now, y'all already know he has a brother named Logan. I think his name is Logan Paul or something like that. His brother is actually a part of WWE, and it's like he almost took some pointers from his brother and said, what can I do to make this look as fake as possible, because that's how the fight looked to me, okay? Jake Paul came out in a wrestling gear, and he also came out with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Where the heck did he drug up Tekashi 6ix9ine from? Now, in case y'all don't know who that is a rapper, okay? He was out some years ago. He wears the colorful colors in his hair. He was actually on trial and he got a bad name for snitching. But, you know, after looking at the trial, you know, the people that he snitched on wasn't really his homeboys, so I wouldn't call it no snitch anyway. He just told his truth, okay? But anyway, that's who he was. So he walked out with him rapping. That was trash because I didn't hear anything of what he was saying, okay? We get... Hold on, y'all. What the heck? Okay, so we get Anthony Joshua. He comes out just as fine as he want to be. Okay, he came out regular smuggler. It wasn't no bells and whistles, fireworks, and all this other stuff. He just came out to the ring. He was probably playing some music. I don't know what it was. I was fixated on his face and his body and all the other stuff. So he got in the ring. Jake Paul got in the ring, and then they give the rules and all of that. They announced them and everything, and now the fight begins. Okay, round one was some crap. All Jake Paul was doing was dancing around like he was Muhammad Ali incarnated or something. You know, he was moving so much that Anthony Joshua at a certain point was probably getting frustrated. He was like, dude, this dude is dancing around like he's doing the cha-cha slide or something. It was ridiculous, right? Round one was a wash. It was nothing that really happened. Round two was a couple of punches was landing and everything like that, but I could not believe that Jake Paul actually made it through a round two, because as far as I'm concerned, it all started to look fake around round four, because you just had the feeling that this professional fighter, Anthony Joshua, is a professional fighter that has been in the Olympics and everything. He sat up here and played around with this dude, because as far as I'm concerned, he didn't hit him with all his strength. Now, I would say this, he looked good doing it, but he did not hit him with all his strength. Jake Paul kept falling down, kept falling on the floor, and I think he was falling on the floor because he was trying to take a breath at certain points because he was tired. He did not train for this fight. He looked like somebody that had a dad bod that just said, you know what, let me just get in the ring and mess around with this dude because I got a lot of money. All right, y'all, can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Somebody called. I do not know why these people, these telemarketers, call you on a Saturday. I'm going to wait until I click back in. I hope my voice is not off and my lips are not off, because I really don't want to start this live over. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Janae, if you're still here, if you could give me a thumbs up if you could hear me before I move forward. Oh, that is so annoying. I've been getting them all that. Okay, so you can still hear me. I know. It's like, man, I know they probably doing their job or whatever, but please stop it. It's annoying. Anyway, back to the fight. Thank you, Janae. Appreciate you. Jake Paul kept falling on the floor to take some rest. He was so out of shape. His whole body looked like it was one keg, while Anthony Joshua on the other hand, you could see the pockets of the 6-packs, the 4-packs, or whatever it is that he's where you can tell he was working out and been working out. Okay. Jake Paul at one point claims that he got hit in the penis. I said, boy, stop playing with me, because when they played it back, Jake Paul got a beat down. He got a definite beat down. When they played it back, he tried to make it seem like Anthony Joshua had hit him in the penis. And when they played it back, his knee went into his belly, not his penis. I said, sir, your penis does not start where your belly button is, okay? At least I don't think. I don't know if he's, deformed or whatever. I've never seen him, okay? The fight went on longer than I thought. It was ridiculous. Jay kept sticking his tongue out, making all these obnoxious, ugly-looking faces, which made me believe that he doesn't take the fighting profession seriously at all. If you think about it, he is a YouTuber. I believe he still has his YouTube platform that decided he wanted to start professionally boxing. Now, he has not had no real fights, and we can't even count that fight he did with Mike Tyson, because that was some crap. Jake Paul, what is he, in his 30s? You went and fought a dude that is past his prime at 58 years old and thought that we supposed to count that as some type of fight. Please, okay? They did that to make money. Him and Mike Tyson both, and I believe this too was a money grab as well, because this was just ridiculous. Anthony finally knocked him out at round 6. Finally. When he did knock him out, though, he gave him a 1-2 punch, a 2-piece with a biscuit and a soda on the side. That's what he gave him, okay? We saw it in slow motion. He hit him so hard, the face popped, sweat flew off the face, everything happened, and Jake went down and was stunned, okay? Jake Paul is 28. That's a hard 28. That's a hard 28, okay? He looks really tired, okay? So he went down, 2 pieces in the biscuit. He got on the floor and he up here like he don't know what's going on. The whole fight looks so fake. And the fact that Anthony Joshua let it go to 6 rounds makes me scratch my head at him too. Okay, Janae said he was stunned, but he got knocked out though. He did. You know the others age. Yes, ma'am. Yes, they do. You gotta have a little melanin in your life to age good. We age great and Asians age great. I don't know what it is, but listen, okay? So, and I'm just keeping it 100. Y'all know it's true. And so, he got knocked out 6 rounds. Jake was on the floor looking crazy. This whole fight was some crap. He got knocked down round 6 at 1 minute and 47 seconds. The ref, called it. He said that AJ is the winner by a knockout. Jake Paul, he didn't train for this. I don't know what he did. What's up, D? I don't know what he did to train for this child, but he must have ate chicken wings and pizza and went in the gym 1 day a week. Jake Paul was not ready for this fight. And as far as I'm concerned, Anthony Joshua, with your fine self, okay, you should have set him down at round number 2. Okay, this fight went on longer than it was supposed to go on. You know Jake Paul is a joke when you can't even go 12 rounds, 3 minutes, 12 rounds. The women did that. Even the women's fight was more exciting than the main event, which was sad and which is saying a lot. All of the amateur fights was way better than the main event, right? It really, really was. They had a couple of celebrities in the audience. We saw T-Pain in the audience. We saw a couple of football players. We saw not T-Pain, child. Where did that come from? We saw Rick Ross in the audience. I don't know why I said T-Pain. Somebody else was probably looking like him in the audience. But we saw some stars that was out there. As far as I'm concerned, it was just something for them to do because, in my opinion, that was a waste of money. I would have been like, I'm watching this on Netflix like I did. He goes and tells the announcer after the fight, Jake Paul does, he said if he would have did a little bit more cardio, a little bit more cardio, he felt like he would have won the fight. I said, sir, you should have did more than a little bit of cardio. You should have pushed away them wings and that pizza that you was eating and got into training mode, okay? He up here talking about it was the cardio. Child, it was way more than the cardio, okay? This is how bad Jake Paul is. He only landed 15 punches and threw 56 of them things. That's how bad he is. While on the other hand, Anthony Joshua threw 154 and landed 56 punches. Now, I feel like Anthony Joshua was not doing what he's known to do. He was holding back a little bit. And probably because he signed that really whack contract that Jake Paul had so that, you know, he could play by the rules. I believe at round 6, Anthony Joshua said, screw that contract. I'm about to knock this fool out because I'm sick of this, okay? I'm sick of dancing around with him and playing with him because Jake Paul just kept falling. He kept falling and sliding on the floor. It would remind me of the episode of Martin when Martin fought Tommy Hitman Hearns. If y'all seen that episode when he was on the floor and he was trying to box his feet. That's what it looked like a little bit when Jake Paul kept falling. And it was a whole hot mess. At a certain point, the audience started booing around like round 3 because they wasn't giving nothing. Like you could clearly see that Anthony Joshua was just holding back the punches. He wasn't really like, he did a lot of this. Like he was doing Billy Blanks or something, but he wasn't connecting to Jake Paul. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Jake Paul kept going under Anthony because, of course, Anthony is 6'6", 240 something pounds. That's how you knew this fight was some trash anyway, too. Because normally when you are fighting 2 people against each other, they have to gain the weight and all of that. I don't know if they have to be as tall, but I do know they need to be the weight size or something like that. But Jake Paul was like 2 something himself, but he was a bad looking 2 something. Like he looked like he ain't trained at all, okay? But Jake Paul kept going under Anthony. They kept having to break him up for that. The fight, in my opinion, was lackluster, boring. It got exciting at round 6 when he got knocked out, but it was almost like, dude, come on. It could have been better than that. The panel that we had was Layla Ali, Lennox Lewis, and I forgot the other dude's name, but they were all boxers. And Layla Ali said if he did not knock this dude out, she was predicting it wouldn't go past round 4. Okay, because she said if she let Jake Paul win, his career would be over, and I completely agree with her, because who would take you seriously if you lost a fight to Jake Paul when you know that he does not take boxing seriously? Your boxing career would have been over. I mean, he probably would have still went on and fought a couple of amateur people or whatever, but he wouldn't have been taken seriously because you lost to Jake Paul. Jake Paul, in my opinion, has not fought anybody real serious. Could you imagine Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson in his prime, or fighting Evander Holyfield, or fighting Floyd Mayweather, all these people in their prime? Man, he'd be somewhere sitting in the hospital. Jake Paul was a joke. So all in all, that's my recap of the fight. If y'all did not see it, it is still on Netflix. Y'all can go on Netflix and watch it over. It did come on live. I will say, I had my little pizza and my little, drink and everything. It was a fun activity. It was something fun to watch on TV. I'm not gonna lie to you. The fight itself was boring as watching paint dry. It didn't get exciting until the knockout, but the amateur fights was really good. I really enjoy seeing some fresh fighters, fresh blood. The first fight between the two 20-some years old, that was really good. I loved seeing, especially my DMV brother, come out. Jamal, he was really good. He's going to have a long career in boxing. So if y'all haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. Let me know what y'all think. Shout out to the Replay Gang. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about the fight if y'all saw it. Go ahead and like this video up. And again, if you have not done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the Redefine Me family. We have a good, great time over here. If you're not sure if you want to subscribe to me, go ahead and check out some of my videos on my channel. And if you love it and if you vibe with me, go ahead and subscribe, okay? I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here. Until we meet again. Bye.